Welcome to the Rockhound Podcast. This week we have a brand new guest. Go ahead and take it away.
Hey, I'm Rufotris with Rufotris Rooted Rockhound. I used to be rooted prospecting, and I started out gold panning and slowly migrated into the rockhounding. So kind of rebranded that.
Nice. Well, welcome to the
Awesome.
podcast. It's nice to have you on here now.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome. Yeah, we might also call you Chris.
Perfect.
Right?
A lot of people know my name. There's no problem with that.
All right.
Rufotris comes from Chris, actually.
Oh,
right.
cool.
There's the story there. We're gonna get into that, but you're gonna be treated into some great stories from this guy about Idaho, Utah, cross-country rock hounding, all the way to the East Coast, because that's where you're currently residing, right?
Yep, Long Island, New York.
Woo!
Nice.
Yep.
Coast to coast.
Plume agate, moss agate, fossils, quartz, even gold prospecting. So this is, we're in for a wild ride tonight, and a warm welcome to you for tuning in. Thank you so much. Let us know where you're tuning in from in the comments. I am Karen from Ozone Fine Art Ventures out here in the wet and windy Oregon coast. Kurt?
Oh, and my name's Kurt with Rock.Hounding.Adventures out here in Western Colorado. Tonight I'm out camping, so that's why I look all bundled up. But
we're all camping with Kurt. Yay!
So what about you, Kyle?
And I'm Kyle, also known as Mild Kyle, over here at World of Rockhounds, and I am also in Oregon, where it's been pretty blistery. I'm about 45 minutes away from where Karen's at, and we're getting her weather over here.
Did you guys get hammered with like the 50-mile-an-hour winds last night?
Probably at some point.
Yeah.
I might have been. No, wait. Yeah, I probably went to bed at some point early, so I don't know.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
The rare occasion I do get to go to bed early. Shout outs from last week.
The shout outs. Okay, first of all, Rookie and Polly. Like, that was such an amazing podcast. We had such a good time. And Jesse already had put a comment for our last week's podcast that he wishes that he could hang out all the time. And we do too. In fact, the post podcast banter went on for as long as the podcast did.
Yeah, it did.
And y'all know that was a long haul podcast. If you haven't checked it out, go ahead and check that out after tonight's podcast. Nana Rock wishes that we could all be sitting around a campfire talking rocks together. And Kurt, he's
I'm already there.
We wish you had a bigger fire.
Yeah.
Being is that you're chilly.
Wish I had a fire.
Oh man.
all the wood is wet from a recent rain, so it's like hard to start a fire.
No gasoline?
Car heater.
You sound resourceful, Chris.
Hey, we've camped in some heavy snow.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right. The crystal lovers, they just found us, I guess, and thanks for subbing. And we just found you too. So I just had subbed up and go check out the crystal lovers. They're super cool. So you're awesome. Thanks. Yeah, Polly told me about you guys, so thanks. Suze Moo, tuning in from Mornington Peninsula in Victoria, Australia. So some more Oz people tuning in for the Jesse Polly show. And she suggested that Liz create be on the show, and I agree. So maybe we need to put out some fillers for her. She's awesome. Claude. Didn't feel like it was 2 hours either.
It went quick.
Time goes quick when you're having fun.
And not only rewatched it, I kept going back and rewatching multiple parts because it's like I got getting sucked in with the Opal chat too. Oh.
Yeah.
For those who don't watch, I actually just got a bunch of Opal, so I don't know if you saw that. That's exciting. I got a bunch of Wheelo Opal myself.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, talking Opal for hours never gets old. Uh, so Hasu Andre, which I think has also been with us since the very beginning, said in previous comments that he would love to see more guests on the show, like as in more people on the screen. And so I guess we did that show for you because that would be like our maximum so far as squares on the screen. And so I was thinking about you, and it must be your jam. Michelle was checking in from Canada. Thanks for the great compliments and comments always. You're so sweet. New Zealand rocks down under Ragnar Rocks. Julie, Jersey Girl, Digger, and Michael all really super dug the podcast. And Patrick had a super good point. We were discussing the bucket list places to go. You know, that's usually one of Kyle's questions. And we were talking about it and getting envious, you know, specifically having Lightning Ridge in your back pocket. Hello.
No kidding.
Right.
Amazing.
Definitely a bucket list.
I would be driving there in my sleep. It would be bad. So he was bringing up that your local haunt might be on someone else's bucket list too, and that, you know, you might want to sit back and appreciate what we have in our own backyards.
Yep.
And Kurt's actually doing that right now.
Oh no!
See.
Wait, what? You like lagged out for a second.
Oh no.
What'd you
And so I was just saying that Kurt was doing that right now, sitting in his backyard, bucket listing it for all of us that would love to go rock hounding in Colorado. And so we'd love for you to shout at us back. So leave us comments from where you are viewing from or tuning in from. Send us your suggestions on our email, and also email us your show and tells over there at rockhoundroundtable@gmail.com. And you can actually shout at us in real time. Chris knows this because we have a Discord. So if you go hit that email address, we'll send you an invite and we can actually do shouts in real time with pictures and videos and all that kind of stuff. So those are
Get
the
on
shouts.
there. Definitely get on the Discord. We need more people chatting in there.
Just disclaimer, sometimes it takes me a couple of days to actually get in there because I don't have the notifications turned on for a lot of my apps on my phone. So like I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot Discord. So I'll go in there, pop in really quick and see what's going on. Did that today.
And it's new. There's not a lot going on. It's mostly me chatting with people.
If you want to talk to Chris, join our Discord. Yay!
Well,
Just one of the perks.
Yeah. Thank you for those shouts. And it'd be kind of cool if, I kind of foresee our shout outs getting longer as, we get more awesome viewers. So we might have to have like complete separate segments on different days of just like 15 minutes of shout outs of like, hey, thank you. And hey, thank you. And oh, thanks for watching from this place. It's
just a full episode.
Yeah.
Right. It's just the shout episode.
But that's a good thing to have.
The whole time. Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Projects of how everyone's week was going. And so, current projects, future projects, and what you guys are doing this week. Chris, if you want to go first.
Yeah, so been pretty busy with school, had a lot going on, and was sending a few boxes out. One of the viewers of this show, We the People, did a little trade with them, and they sent me a cool little opal. So hi, We the People. And
Nice.
then those who know LXR, he does pay dirts and some other stuff. And I did a bit of a trade with him as well as won a raffle on his show. And he sent me some cool stuff, including a Utah goldback.
Nice.
That doesn't pick up on
That's
the camera
awesome.
well, but got a couple cool little goodies in that little trade. So been a bit busy and didn't get to any project work this week, but a few people know my secret project I was working on. It's I guess out now, but is a rock clock. And while watching Agate Dad's channel recently, I realized he has a rock clock. And I had no idea. It's on his little shelf back there. You can just see it. It's got a bunch of little cabs and a little clock that he made. And I was like, oh no, that's exactly what I was making.
You can still do it.
I'm still doing it. Yep. Nope.
Totally.
Good.
But yeah, I've got a couple cool, really big slabs. And I want to use some of the big Idaho plume agate slabs that I have.
Oh, cool.
And that'll be the big background. And then some cabs and freeforms on there, including like some of the Utah blue agate that I found.
Nice.
So Yeah,
So pretty.
It'd be awesome.
that's what I had going on. Plus my new UV light. I can't stop playing with that. It's like
He's
I've
pulling a
been-
Theo.
I've been carrying
you're
it
the sit-in
everywhere.
Theo. You can
Yeah.
fiddle with your light like throughout the podcast today.
And I'm like sitting here over here shining on my rocks.
I think
Nice.
every episode for the last like 5 or 6 episodes, someone's brought in a black light.
Yeah. It's hard not to. Those things are so cool.
I know.
I had a
It's so
really
fun.
cheap one and it didn't light very much. It was a $3.95. It worked very poorly, but this one, it's amazing. Every time, like I took the dogs out the other night, I was like, ooh, I should take my black light.
Yes, you should.
Oh, the things that will glow.
Yes.
Karen, what do you got?
Okay. First of all, like I need recommendations from all y'all, like you guys here, but also everybody out there that are listening. Like my earphones broke, my headphones,
Oh, no.
and can you notice now that I don't have an even, like I don't have a symmetrical head anymore?
Oh no.
Now you won't be able to unsee that. I might have like actually brought that up at the very end of the podcast, but
I didn't notice that before. I
won't
Right.
notice it.
you can giggle along with me all night because like I like cracked this bad boy. I'm getting ready to do my voiceovers for the Makers Challenge, and I was like there was a little blue streak, and I didn't spend that much on these anyway, so I wasn't all that upset. But they just like I don't have I have an extra small hat size head, and so it wasn't that. It's not like
Me
this
too.
huge cranium. Like, snap. Anyways, all y'all out there that have like some recommendations for good headphones, I'm going to be buying a new pair soon, hopefully before the next podcast. Based on whether or not it can get off of like a shipping container in time. But Maker's Challenge has consumed my entire week and everything. So I'm super sorry that there's like basically radio silence on my channel right now. Nothing's going on. Except for like a little jumping spider short that you got to see for Halloween.
That was funny.
I've got a knack for breaking stuff right now, like drop your phone from like, the second story balcony and crack your earphones. What's going to happen next? But I thank Theo for the invite for the Makers Challenge, because it definitely has pressed me far outside my comfort zone. And if you haven't checked him out, check out the other guys. I'm on tomorrow. So we're listening to this on Friday. I'm on a Saturday. Theo's on Sunday, and then there's 5 people that have gone already by the time this podcast is dropping, so go check out the Makers Challenge. And yeah, I think that's pretty much everything. So how about you, Kurt?
Well, this past week I've been going on a lot more hikes, and I found a really cool piece of I thought it was like a some type of bone, and I sent pictures of it to Kyle and Theo and Karen, but after I put it on the flat lap, I realized it was not a bone. It was a petrified wood, but it just looked like it just looked like a bone.
I called it.
Oh, no.
Didn't I say it was probably some kind of like petrified fern of some kind?
Yeah.
I thought it was coral.
Like, looking at it, it looks kind of like a bone, kind of like coralish. And after like putting it on the flat lap, it's dark brown, and you can see nice vertical like seams of wood. And it's very interesting looking. I don't have it with me tonight, otherwise I'd show it.
So are those pocks that you had going on, do you think that was like actually something of the organic wood, or was that a mark from a pest or something? Because it had those really cool little sucker pops.
Yeah, I know. I think that took place like just on the outside, like
so a predator maybe.
Yeah, I don't know, but that's the reason why I thought it was like a bone. But I can send pictures to Kyle, throw it on. But as far as that goes, that was my week last weekend. The last couple of days I was cutting a couple pieces of yellow cat, and y'all see pictures later on that. And this week I'm a week behind, because like whenever we were talking about it with Jesse and Polly. I was talking about cutting the dragon blood stone. I didn't post last week, I don't think, or the week before. One of the weeks I didn't post, and so I'm a week behind. So that will be coming out this week, and so forth. So
Nice.
I'm trying to catch back up because I had to skip a week of posting, which I felt really bad doing. So that's pretty much been my week.
Nice.
Kyle?
My week's been kind of slow. It's finding motivation to get stuff done. I got a piece of obsidian polish for a friend of mine. Like I said, I don't normally do a commissioned obsidian pieces, but it's a really small piece, so I said, sure, I'll go ahead and take it on. And for those that might ask why, it's just because obsidian takes a long time. I started working, forever. And so yeah, I'm trying to get that done. I'm just going through customer projects and to get things taken care of. Because one of them is pretty big. I was told, don't worry about time-wise. I want to get done and out of the way so they can get their cool rocks back. So it's a bunch of rose quartz and African blue lace agate. And
that sounds nice.
Oh, this stuff's beautiful. And did a class on Wednesday, a lapidary class. And so my show and tell today is not my rock. It's the artist's rock that they brought in to have polished. So it's actually it's pretty cool. So I'm excited to show that off tonight. And but for future projects, I am working on better structuring my YouTube videos. So they're gonna be more. I like your.
I don't know what happened.
It's okay. Your face is still there.
That's so funny.
Oh, I forgot I changed it to that.
That's a good
You
backup,
totally
though.
did. So appropriate.
Oh no, that's fine. But yeah, I'm working on kind of restructuring and going to have my YouTube videos be more to the point. I'm trying to make things a little bit better because when you look at your analytics, you can see where people kind of drop off, and it's usually towards the end of the video where you start using certain keywords and people kind of key off on that, and then they kind of click away to the next video. So there may not be like a super big outro anymore, and I'm removing my intro altogether. So it's restructuring everything in a good way.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, like, I've wondered a lot, and maybe you guys could chime in about like the importance of an intro. Do you love watching them? All these things, these points that you're talking about, Kyle. Like,
at some point, I would like to make a video for those that are rock hounds that are getting into the channel. I mean, really anyone could watch the video that I put out, but it's just basically kind of talking over key points of like what makes a YouTube channel like good. And I'll just try to cover as many key points that I know about. And if anyone wants to add on to it, I can always go through, edit it, and put out an updated version because it's nice to have that information. I mean, there are a lot of like YouTube self-help videos, but for those that are in our trade that want to get into it, it might be a little bit helpful to kind of focus on key points that we typically are doing in our niche. But that's my projects. So now that we're done with that, now we can delve into the questions for Chris. So Karen, if you want to take that away.
yeah, it's absolutely my sworn job to ask you, how the heck did you get into this whole rock game in the first place?
So definitely can thank my dad for that. It's been a lifelong thing. So been rock hounding my whole life. He was into gold panning around the time I was born, actually. And he was in the army, and anyway, he got into the rock hounding a little bit, but then more so the gold panning. And when I was a kid, we'd go out to places like Dugway to get the geodes.
Nice.
We went down to southern Utah and got septarian nodules. This is one I got when I was like 12 years old, I think. And yeah, it glows in the UV. Pretty nice glow in the UV light.
Nice.
But yeah, so that was how that happened. And it just on and off through the years, I always, collected rocks, loved the rocks, and just never stopped. And at one point decided I want to get my degree in geology.
Nice. That is good on you for sticking that through and actually going to school for it.
Yeah, definitely.
Heck yeah, definitely jealous. Like your channel is going to be ascending, the information escalator, I'm sure, as we go along.
A little less of like, ooh,
and-
look at this pretty rock, and like actually identifying it.
Exactly.
Yeah. There's so much. I'm excited for geology because, just even in the last like decade, there's so much new technology that, like LiDAR and that sort of thing, where we're just finding out stuff about things that we totally thought we knew about before, but we don't. And, zircons for figuring out like the dating on things, and, there's just such cool stuff. And so, yeah, we'll be looking to you, I think, soon to clarify some of the stuff that were truisms from before. And then my other question, since that's kind of a general one, is always, what's the weirdest thing you've found when you've been rock hounding? What do you think?
Well, weirdest thing. I mean, I've been up in so actually I got a good one. Was up in very high mountaintops of Idaho, up in near Stanley, for people who know where that is, and just was getting, pretty high up there. And it's a lot of very steep cliffs and not a lot of even grasses and trees growing into stuff, and I had my metal detector up there and decided to swing it around, and up in a place that's pretty much just dirt and cliffs and rocks. And I found a whole bunch of railroad ties in a small section of railroad up in this old mountain area that, like, I don't even know how old it was. The ties and everything looked handmade, really, really old. And when we got home, we looked everything up from the area, and there was a mine in like 1890 something up in that area. And so it was old remaining stuff from that was dumped somewhere down a hillside or something. Yeah, that was kind of interesting.
That's cool.
That's cool.
Just some
That
really
is
old history.
so cool.
I have some of it still. I kept some of the railroad ties.
Yes, you did.
Nice.
Love that answer. Thank you.
Kurt, what do you got?
But yeah.
Well, let me think. I was gonna ask the one that Karen asked, so give me a second.
Oh,
Um, I guess how did you come up with the name Rooted Rockhound?
Yeah, Rufotris, Rooted Rockhound. It's
Rufotris.
okay. I have a hard time saying it.
I screw it up every single time I try saying it.
Oh yeah, I'm wearing my shirt. I might as well show it off.
Nice.
So the name. So it's hard to see at first, but Christopher became Topher, which is Rufot flipped backwards. Instead of a PH, it's an F. Instead of an ER, so it's TOFUR is Topher.
Mm-hmm.
Flipped that around to Rufo, and then RIS from Chris. Got Rufotris.
That's creative.
It was a gaming name. I was tired of the same old, video game namer tag that everyone had.
Mm-hmm.
It was Alpha Omega something or other that I used since I was like a
New
young
Master
preteen.
69.
It was literally
so
our
it wasn't
Alpha.
J-Jizzle,
Yeah, I thought I was really clever because I was like 12 and came up with like our Alpha Omega. So it was like our beginning and end. Oh, I'm so woke. But yeah, so I eventually changed it to that as a gamer name and carried it over to my YouTube. And the Rooted Rockhound part, it was rooted prospecting, as I mentioned before, because I found myself getting too enthralled with video games and everything was technology. We were living in Silicon Valley for a while, right down the street from Facebook. And it was kind of interesting not being in nature anymore, growing up in Utah and camping all summer, winter, all year round. And I wanted to get back to nature. And when we moved to Idaho, I was like, this is it. I'm going to get back out there, and just spent all my time outdoors, searching for rocks, panning for gold, and got myself rooted back in nature. So
nice.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Awesome.
I've always wondered how you came up with the name, because it's very original. So
thank you.
Very cool.
Yeah, I like that. Very unique. No one else will have it.
Coincidentally, my dad had a business that was like RRR in the initials because his name is Rick and his friend's name was Randy. And it was Rick and Randy Ranch. I guess it wasn't a real business. It's what they named their ranch, their horse ranch.
How convenient.
Right. RRR.
Conveniently enough, that's the initials of my daughter's full name too. So that comes back to my question: is if you can rockhound anywhere in the world, and didn't have to worry about money, expenses, like you can just go anywhere.
Australia. I don't even know if I can let you finish. Rookie. Oh man, watching some episodes I watch of some of these guys out there, like between the rocks and some of the gold, I fully plan on visiting one day. It is on the bucket list. I'm a big fan of gold panning. I don't show it much on my channel. People weren't as into that, and there's a lot of people doing it, and I felt like the rocks was a little more my thing, so I don't show as much gold panning as I actually do on the side.
You should though, because I say this a lot of times. You can have 100 different channels about rock hounding, and everyone's gonna have their own story to tell. So you can still have like 100 people that are doing gold panning videos, but you're gonna tell your own different story. So,
and you also may have like different methods and like ways that you pan for gold that other people may not. So
yeah, true. Less successful ways where I don't find near as much. As I left Idaho, I gave a guy my secret spot where I found the most, and he has a small YouTube channel with had 100 followers. And I told him my spot. He went out there. First day, he texted me. He's like, "Dude, look how much I found. More than I found all year."
Oh my god!
In my spot.
No.
You text back like, "I'm gonna go cry."
Yep.
Excuse me.
But I do it for the fun, not for the amount of gold. It's all for the fun. Just like the rocks. I'm not out there looking for the most valuable rocks. In fact, I went to a bunch of mines and places where there's very valuable things, and I'm looking for very specific things like big hunky quartz crystals at a gold and quartz copper mine that had all sorts of things there.
See, to me, rocks are cooler to find than gold, and don't get me wrong, gold can be cool, but
gold's really cool.
Gold is really cool. But I don't know, for the lot of us, if you're looking for crystals, agates, petrified wood, jasper, whatever it might be, it's easier than panning for gold. Some of it can be harder work, but gold panning is not for everybody.
Yeah,
gold isn't for everybody. And a lot of the gold looks the same. Whereas if you can, be looking for quartz, you can either find a quartz point this big, or you can find a quartz cluster this big.
Yeah,
come on.
Yeah, but to more specifically answer what you'd asked, Lightning Ridge. I do want to visit somewhere like Lightning Ridge or something one day, because that's a dream. It's not that I just as much want the opal as I want the experience of saying I pulled out Lightning Ridge opal from the ground myself.
That'd be cool.
Can you imagine bat, 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 bat on the wall and pulling out a knobby? You're just,
I'm jealous of those guys using power tools. Anyone who saw me mine opal in Idaho saw I was out there with a hammer and chisel mining hard rock, getting that opal.
Oh yeah.
No power tools.
Call that elbow grease.
Yeah.
Yeah. Call that the poor man's method.
Gotta do though. I was just watching a video of Dan Herds, and he had found a old gold gold crate. Oh my gosh, gold ripple system that someone had installed.
Oh, yep. The abandoned sluice, the illegal sluice box. Yep.
Yeah,
but I didn't get a chance to watch that yet.
That was a good one.
Not yet.
Sorry, Kurt.
Yeah.
Not trying to give spoilers.
No spoilers.
Nah,
yeah.
Spoiler.
You're good.
But he had a handheld tool that had little grinding disc on there. I'm like, that's not a bad idea to get one of those, but with a diamond cutting disc, and use that out of nature rather than big old jackhammer tools. Because where I was at a couple weekends ago, it would have been cool to have a couple of those little quartz pockets, but try and get those down off the mountain safely. It was not going to happen. Yeah. Any other questions for Chris?
Are you digging it out east, man?
Yeah, it's a little different. Different focus right now in life. I was on a bit of a long vacation, in Idaho. I was working only part-time and not doing school. So it was pretty leisurely for me out there and had all the time to be out in nature. But now the focus is school and getting the degree and also trying to find a job out here. And it was weird settling in the East Coast because I've never even visited the East Coast. Had never even been to New York. And then we just moved out here.
Yeah.
So it's a little weird.
I mean, it's different. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you had been hitting your rock club claims and that sort of thing out there in Idaho and some cool spots. And then you had popped up to Utah, and apparently your dad has a new secret spot that he owns.
So that was awesome. I actually didn't even know till I got there. He just told me, it's like, so me and some friends are buying this property and it's in the process right now. And the guy gave them full rights to the land, but they were in the process of buying it. They now have it. And nice. I don't remember, it was quite a few acres. I think it was 100 plus. I don't know. It was a nice little chunk of land, but the stuff that we were finding out there was weird sun-stained rocks. And it was really hard to tell what they were, but some of them inside have just really nice. Ooh, that light is a little bright. There we go.
Is that agate?
Yeah.
Cool.
Nice.
So a lot of interesting stuff out there. And I actually didn't know till I got my fancy new UV that some of it has some, this other light's too bright, but it has some nice glow to it. And yeah, that was a nice, pleasant surprise to go out there and find out we could do some nice rock hounding at his property.
Nice.
There we go. A little bit of that.
You gotta love, having the private digs. That just, there's nothing better.
I've tried to mostly do private digs because they're less torn apart than the, really public dig sites.
Yeah.
I've been to a few of those public dig sites that are super torn apart. And anyone who's gotten any of my mystery boxes knows that fortunately/unfortunately, they only include stuff from the private claims because legally, I can't be selling stuff that you go to BLM land and pick up,
Mm-hmm.
So my boxes don't have a lot of the cool stuff that I have found. I don't give out these big chunks of quartz that I found because that was from public land in Utah.
That's still pretty cool though.
Yeah.
Oh, of course it's cool.
Oh yeah. I mean, I still love it.
Those are for trades and stuff, right?
I wish I could share it. Yeah, exactly. Oh, and I think Geode Cracker just got a piece of that one actually, or something else. So he just did a video.
That's what I do with my
box.
BLM. Yeah, right on.
So yeah, little shout out to Geode Cracker and Collector. He just opened one of my boxes.
Yeah, I think he had shared a video for me tonight. I'm like, I would love to watch it, but I'm about to go to a podcast. I feel bad because he texted me last night too. I'm like, I would watch it, but I'm also in the middle of a lapidary class right now.
Yeah, I get those messages too. I think I caught the very end of the unboxing video from last night, and I still need to go back through, and it was like the last minute, so forth.
Nice,
but
well, let's go ahead and get. Oh my gosh, let's go ahead and get into show and tell. My brain apparently needs to be reset. Just restart. So, Chris, your show and tells. What do you got?
So sent the pictures, which might be better than I can show on here, but for the recent video I did, this moss agate was I think the best. That's one of the best pieces of material I've ever worked, but you can insert the much better picture here. That's especially moss the little agate, blue bubbly part.
Moss agate is one of those materials where literally almost every piece is like a snowflake. Not one is the same, and it's all beautiful. Yeah.
Even from the same place where you think you're just gonna go, you're gonna slab through a whole slice, loaf of bread of the same stuff. No,
it's not how it works.
No.
On my on my
there's a kiwi in my olive loaf.
Yeah, on the Blade of Anxiety project, it had Maury Mountain moss agate handles, and if one of them hadn't broken, they would have matched pretty close. But off that same stone, like one was darker than the other one, and it was interesting.
So where's that moss agate from?
So that's actually a piece that was given to me when I bought my flat lap. It was included with the purchase of my flat lap.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the guy was selling it. It was out of his private collection that he was selling at, in one of my previous videos, the Nessa Thunder Egg Days. I don't know if it's pronounced Nessa, however it is in Oregon, but yeah, I was out at
maybe?
Yeah.
Us
but we're at a little
Oregonians
Thunder Egg
that
event
don't
there.
know pronunciation. So fancy.
We're looking at you there, Kyle.
So yeah, that was one piece that I actually didn't purchase and can't really tell you where the moss agate was from because I'm not sure, but I've been in contact with a few of those guys, and as of today, a box is on the way from Idaho that has a bunch of stuff out of my honey hole. So in one of my videos, Graveyard Point, I uncovered a brand new vein. And if you go back to that earlier this summer, it was like an undiscovered vein. It was just a bunch of rock over the top, and me and my buddy Troy had gotten into it for like a half hour, found a brand new vein, and it's like, we got to start recording. And so I was like, yep, got to make this a video. Started recording.
I loved that one.
I mean, some insane plumage comes out of there.
That's beautiful, man.
We get
Graveyard Point is such a mind blow. It's so good.
So I'm waiting on that box. Box just got sent to me, and he threw some other goodies in there, like some crazy lace agate and stuff, you know, some other real nice goodies. But yeah, the other part of my show and tell was what I'm finding out here in New York, and that is amongst the beach finds is, well, that might not come up well on the camera either, but good thing I sent the picture in.
Yes.
It's that quartz, which I still haven't even taken a look in the microscope. It's either rutilated or tourmaline.
Right.
That's cool.
So yeah, you can see like the needles in it. And yeah, each time I go to the beach, I'll find like only one or two pieces after walking around for an hour.
Oh, wow.
Just
but
keep
that's
looking
worth
everywhere for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long
and I
as
mean,
you
that's
get,
kind of
to
beach
find
blooming.
something cool.
Yeah, we went down the other day and my girlfriend just picks one up and she's like, oh, here, you might like this. And it wasn't this one, but it was another one that just had huge chunks of black spray through it. And she didn't even realize it. I was like, oh, it's got the needles. Yes, you found the perfect one. She's like, wait, what? It's like, yes, it's perfect.
It's usually when you're bringing your significant other, they always find the bigger ones, the better ones.
Always.
All the time. Any other show and tells you got there?
Only other thing was, since Kurt mentioned it, I was told this is petrified wood. I actually just found it and saw this kind of blue agate, right? And as we cut it, it had this inside, and it was insane. Like,
interesting.
A lot of bars of
very
color.
bandy, yeah.
Oh yeah. And I was told that this is something that they find with petrified wood in that area. And look at that polish.
In what which area?
So it's it'll come to me. It's where I found the leaf fossils on the border of Idaho and Oregon, not far from Graveyard Point, Leslie Gulch.
Gotcha.
I found this in Leslie Gulch. So
Leslie Gulch is Oregon, and it's definitely known for more jaspers and rhyolites, but petrified wood could most certainly be there. And it would be like, I think that it's the thing about Leslie Gulch, and that's adjacent to Sucker Creek, is it's Silicate City. You know, it's just on the other side of the ridge from Graveyard Point in the Owyhee Canyon. And
if I remember right, it might have been in the river too, so it could have come from anywhere, you know. Leslie Gulch is part of the Owyhee, like if it was right true in the gulch, it's in the Owyhee Reservoir. Yeah, or on the Owyhee River going into the reservoir. Yeah. Okay.
So that's fascinating. That's what a cool thing. Of course, I'm thinking like, can I want to knock a little piece off
and look at it under a microscope.
Look at it in the microscope. Same
right?
with yours, Kurt.
I mean, I'm like, I'll break a back piece of that off and send it to you.
Oh,
just
you
to
don't
go.
have
I'm
to.
like,
No,
so
no, no,
cute.
no.
No, I want to see it. I
Just
want to see it too.
You're at school for this. You do it.
Actually, I'm gonna have
You make the
access to a
darn
microscope again
thin
real soon. Yeah.
section.
Took a geology course.
Just make sure to send pictures to Karen.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I took a geology
Yeah,
course
or-
before in
or
California, and oh my
slide.
gosh, yeah,
Right?
it's so cool to look at those slides and look at those up close. I love it.
Oh man, the slides and the microscopy is an addiction. Like everything goes under the microscope. Everything. So.
Yeah, like I'm trying to put a box together for you, Karen. I'm like, what would be cool under a microscope? And then whatever I think of
Right.
goes in the box.
Nice. There's like bug carcasses and things like that. Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely my world. Like live bugs are safe, but if you're a dead bug in my yard, like you're going under the microscope for sure.
We're just all big
Sorry.
kids at heart.
Yeah, so much fun. And so is that it for your show and tell?
I think so. I can't just keep showing all the rocks. I've got so many I
Just
want to
keep
show off.
picking up rocks left and right.
Yeah, I
He's
brought
like just within my.
yeah, I was like, I've got so many. I've got the bacon one, the other part that Tyler got, Geode Cracker Collector. I've got
That's cool.
so many
So
rocks right here I
pretty.
could grab. All the Beacon Hill little ones that I do, like the freeform
Ooh.
polishes.
Ooh.
Yeah. All I can say is maybe go check
So-
out my channel and you'll see a lot more of these.
Yeah, go check out his channel.
Oh, you heard it. But I have a question for you because this came up the last couple podcasts.
Yeah.
So Ragnar Rocks and let's see, both Jesse and Polly weighed in on whether or not it was rock hounding or some of the lapidary. Which way do you tend?
Yeah. So, definitely with the rock hounding, because I love the exploration, the being out in nature. My videos, I put a lot of effort into making them 20 to 30 minutes when I recorded 2 hours of material, but I've been
Yeah.
out there for 10 hours. I'll been there for a 10-hour day, record 2 hours of material, and then be like, okay, let's try and make this a 20-minute video.
That's the part that people don't see is the effort that
Yeah.
goes into taking all that and condensing it down to what they're actually
Something
seeing.
really small.
Can I make this succinct at all? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's definitely the hounding for me, but I love the lapidary for sure. Like once I got access to the Idaho Gem Club, all their cab kings that they had, that opened a new world for me. I'd actually never experienced that side of it before. I just collected rocks my whole life, cracked a few geodes and stuff and kept rocks around. But then getting to make my first cab, my seahorse cab, that was like, I don't know, I couldn't get enough. So been sitting here on my flat lap every day, making a whole bunch. This is the one I'm in the middle of right now. Another agate
That's beautiful.
Nice.
Wow.
it's only halfway polished. It just got done with like the 325 grit disc, and it's already got a nice shine and polish going on, and
I
a
love
little
when
bit of that
happens.
UV reactiveness. I've got too much light going on in here, but
Actually, that kind of lit it up there, though.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm doing a lot of the
It's-
free
it's
forms like nonstop. All the
I think
free
it's kind
forms.
of neat that you can rockhound, but then the lapidary is an intimate view. There's
is.
the macro, and then there's this real intimacy when you get to go inside the world of the stone and uncover
Yeah.
it and see stuff that nobody's ever seen before about that little stone. And like you were saying before, and every single one is different.
Yep.
I say that in
stones-
some of my videos. I love leaving the raw spots on the rock and just polishing a window into the rock to see, the story that's going on inside. Like I always leave something raw on there.
Yeah.
The cabs, the cabs are fully polished, but I do a lot of free forms that are barely polished. Is it time to go?
Hi.
She has to come in and get shoes. We gotta run in a minute and pick up my mother-in-law from the airport. So
Well, let's go ahead and get through everyone else's show and tell, and we can
yeah.
make it quick.
Boogie. Yeah.
Karen.
Do it.
Rhyolite is dynamite. We were out at the Warm Springs Reservoir area and we were trucking along and we found like one of the first pullouts that there was this wonderful it was wonderful this
Kyle.
orbicular jasper, see it's just mouthfuls, that is rhyolite, and so when you've heard of ocean jasper and stuff like that, that's actually rhyolite as well. So jasper, rhyolite, jasper, they are terms that work with each other okay, because if you have a silicate factor over a certain amount, then you're jasper anyway, and that's what this rhyolite is. That's all botryoidal.
Nice.
And so you've got like these you can see the orbits of like these vesicles, all these like crunchy words in the rhyolite. And then the rhyolites have they're like just if you've got bubble gum ice cream, so the agate's the bubble gum, and then you've got the ice cream part that's all these different flavors, like some of it's chocolate and others mint, pistachio, whatever. And so that was what was out there at one of the first stops at Warm Springs, and it was an absolute pleasure to pick up off the ground. And Kurt?
Oh, hold on, let me grab it.
I wasn't ready.
In that
Those,
I was short-winded because
love-
we are getting ready to go get mom-in-law.
I love those botroidals though. Like, oh my gosh, yeah, I need to see some closer pictures of those because I'm all about the botroidals.
Aren't they
Botryoidals.
exciting?
I have
Yeah,
that
and then when
lazy
you cut
Utah
'em-
speech. Botroidal.
Yeah, either is fine. It's tomato, but like when you cut them and you can preserve, like you were talking about, when you like to keep some of the geology true to its form in the beginning, but then you can polish like a window or something like that. It is absolutely fascinating to see what's inside the bubbles.
Oh my gosh.
You get
Yes.
inside the
Yes,
bubbles.
it is.
Ah.
I've got a video coming up that shows inside a couple the sides of the bubbles and the plumes. Oh, love it.
Yeah, so good.
Kurt.
Okay, Kurt, we're done.
Sorry. So my show and tell is this piece of like river tumbled yellow cat agate that I found on my birthday back in June, and I was cutting it open the other day, and let me get it wet. I'll see if y'all can see it, but it has some really beautiful colors on the inside. And I'll send a better picture and for Kyle so he can throw it up on the screen right now. It has a lot of very beautiful like purples, violets, and some red veins going on through it. Very beautiful stone, and I may cut it up or polish a piece of it or send a piece out somewhere. I'm not fully sure yet, but that's my piece. And
I think you should make some slabs. It looks nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Possibly
Plus,
this one I may be
that
sending
was
out. Not sure.
that was an awesome video too. If you haven't seen that video, you need to go check that video from Kurt. Like his birthday video, that was just so enormously pleasurable. Like all of the views were gorgeous. It was a good one.
I love Utah so much. And I know Chris knows what I mean.
Yeah. So much different scenery there, from the high Uintas to the low southern Utah desert.
Ah, man, I love the low desert. Yes. I love Utah too.
So before we get into my show and tell, I do want to give a shout out to Kurt's beard, because he has a very healthy beard growth.
I missed that shout out.
I swear, like Kurt, your beard hair grows so quick.
I know. I think it was in like May when I completely shaved it off.
Yeah.
Or I was doing those weird designs, monkey
All right.
tails and so forth.
I kind of want everyone watching this in the premiere and the live chat to take a quick wager on how long Kurt's been growing his beard versus how long I've been growing mine.
Oh.
We will announce it
That's cool.
next podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be sure
Time
to
truth
span
is
in the
this-
winter.
I shaved like maybe a week ago. I don't grow much hair. No. I can't grow much more than this. I try not to keep a beard. I try and keep trimmed.
That's what I
I
thought about doing.
can't grow
shaving
mine
it off.
winter out either. Yeah.
I think you'd look great with a nice big Viking braids.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
Oh.
Yeah.
that'd be so rad.
Karen, you should just have
With
a big
some
Viking
beads.
braided beard. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you
Oh,
go.
Maker's
Oh.
challenge thing. Just do that with like rocks, but like in like the Viking
With a
weaves.
Viking
like,
weave.
Do it. You need to do it.
Oh, jeez.
Next year. By Valhalla.
There you go.
Oh, it's awesome. Anyways, so my show and tell is not my rock. It's actually I did a lapidary class on Wednesday, and the artist that came in to learn how to cut and polish rock, he had brought in a really cool graveyard plume agate, and it was a really beautiful cut. Had a lot of nice plumage in there, and I'll have the picture up here right in front of my face, and also had a lot of nice pyrite that was actually included in that agate. And that stuff always takes a very beautiful polish. And I'm happy that I was able to help him, send him home with that beautiful rock. And he had a bunch of other really cool rocks too. He had a lot of them like fluorescent underneath of a UV light. And because that was kind of his thing, where he wanted to learn how to work a lot of these stones, because he was building a collection of UV reactive minerals. It was really cool. He had like franklinite in there. He had rubies. He had like a bunch of other cool stuff. And I didn't get as many pictures as I would have liked to. I was really bad this time and only took like, I think 2 pictures during the entire thing. But yeah, that was my show and tell. Hopefully next week I'll have something of my own.
It's a very beautiful piece. Like, that's for sure some nice agate you have.
Oh, yeah.
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 Or that he had, rather. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad he'll get to enjoy it. It was a beautiful polish too, and it was nice.
You'll all be the first to see in the Discord, and anyone who joins the Discord, reminder Discord.
Go to Discord.
You'll be the first to see when I get that Idaho box that's coming to me, and it's got a big piece of plume agate that's all botryoidal top. It's like the shape of a pie. So it's like
That's
triangle
cool.
pie, all botryoidal
Cool.
on top. Nice plumes
Right?
inside.
Oh my
Good stuff.
gosh. That
Okay,
stuff
gotta
does
run.
slab like lasagna and cake. Yeah.
Before we go, Chris, do you have words of wisdom before you head out?
Safety. Be safe. As I've mentioned in some of my videos, it's great to have a friend, find a friend, family member, anyone that you can take with you. We lost a few people this year, throughout the community, unfortunately, to some accidents recently at Topaz Mountain, some other really bad things. So just be safe. Always have a partner if you can.
I like that.
Thank you, Chris.
If you have to go, you can go. We can always.
I do have to run.
Okay.
Yep, I gotta
Yeah.
go.
Okay.
Where
Yeah,
my
we'll
lady's
finish
ready
it
to
up.
jump in the
Finish it
car
up.
and go pick up mother-in-law. I can't wait. I will
Right
see
on.
y'all at the premiere.
Tell her
tomorrow.
hi
Yeah.
from us.
Yeah.
Definitely. And y'all have a great night. Thank
Thank
you so much
you.
for having me. I'm really
You
happy I
too.
could be here.
Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
That was Chris with Rufotris Rooted Rockhound, and so go check out his channel. A lot of us have really busy lives, so not all of us could really have a super long podcast, but that's still okay. We have a lot of really cool stories. So we still have more words of wisdom from the 3 of us before we take things out. So Karen, what do you got?
Grab it while you can, is basically what I'd love to say to everybody. And the reason for that, those pieces of the orbicular jasper or rhyolite, we were driving into Warm Springs, and I don't know if you guys can remember a few podcasts back, but I was out of town. I was doing my thing, and Kyle put up a picture of it. Go ahead.
That was the unorganized podcast. You left us in charge.
Yeah. The men.
Which was fun all of its own, with cats and things. But Kyle threw up a picture of it was just raining so hard on us while we were rock hounding. Well, that was out at Warm Springs. And the thing is that like we stopped at this first stop where I found these, I am so stoked. There is this jasper, this gorgeous agate jasper with these, orbs through it. everywhere, like they're trash rocks, like they're little gray birds, you know what I mean? Like it's just like they're everywhere. And so I didn't pick up that many because we were on like I don't know, it was like a 30-40 mile loop. And I was like, we're gonna stop again and we'll find all this stuff, and I don't want to load up too much. No, we turned around and we had to leave like post haste, or else we weren't going to leave. We were going to get mired in the cake batter. And so like out of all of these like amazing boulders of this stuff that I saw, I went out to do my show and tell today, to get my pictures. And I don't know, I have like 5 rocks or something, and I was surrounded by this stuff. And I love this stuff with all of my heart, but I did not grab it while I could, because I figured for sure a few miles down the road, we were going to get more, or there was going to be something different and better. We were on the beginning of our adventure. So I lost the opportunity. So grab it while you can.
That's a good one.
And I sent Kyle a picture because the sundown this very night looked like this, and I had to drop everything and go up there and look at it, because
it was beautiful.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
Stop, grab it while you can. That's it.
Jeez. At least Kurt has a nice smile.
I did
so
that
good.
hoping it was going to make everyone laugh. And then I forgot about it.
It works. Kurt, your words of wisdom.
Well, real quick about yours. Grab it while you can, but don't over collect. So
yes.
But
yeah.
But my words of wisdom would probably be, whenever you go out rock hounding, and let's say you've been like, when you're going on road trips, or if you're just driving to work and you've been spotting this area that you want to go hunt and you don't see a fence, don't assume it's public land. Don't assume it's not private. Do your research and double check. There's you can go to the county and contact them about the location, or like there's multiple different ways you can check to see if the land is privately owned or if it's public land. But just make sure you do that, because I know I've gotten into some trouble in Texas where I assumed it was public and it wasn't, and just don't want any of you guys to get into any of those complications or anything of the sort. So just make sure you do your research before you go and check out, go rock hounding and so forth. So
yeah, that is always also good advice, because nobody wants legal battles or tickets.
Yep.
So mine, watch, listen, and learn, and be open to change, because you can't expect to go anywhere if you don't change. This kind of circles back to my YouTube stuff, just because I can't expect to see growth if I don't pay attention to the science and the analytics that are tools for YouTube. So watch, listen, learn, and grow. Or be open to growth. Whatever. That's my kind of my little words of wisdom. So Karen, if you'd be so kind to take us out.
Sure. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for watching tonight. You guys get the economy version this evening, since we took you for twice as long last week. But still, please leave where you're tuning in from in the comments. We love to hear. And if you would like to send us a show and tell, that is coming up. The viewer show and tell is upon us. And so go ahead and send us those show and tells to the email address at the rockhoundroundtable at gmail.com. Same address if you'd like an invite to the Discord. It was awesome hanging out with Chris from Rufotris Rooted Rockhound. Thank you so much for showing up tonight. And thanks, everybody. I know, I was very careful about it. Rock
Peace
on.
out.